What's up, everyone? This week on the pod, we are going to go through the entire new Nardcore for Life compilation LP, which is coming out on September 4th and is up for pre-order today. So everyone go to indecisionrecords.com and pre-order the record. There is like some bundles. So if you want to get a sick tank top, get it, dude. It's the only time you're going to be able to get a tank top with like that artwork on the front. And buy a bunch of records, dude. Like, you know, did you ever treat someone poorly in your life? You know, like you said some shit and you kind of wish you didn't say it. You know, the best way to make it up to that person is to buy them the Nardcore for Life compilation and squash that beef. You know, did you ever have a grandma or some family member that believed in you and no one else did? That is the perfect person to record, you know, to get them back, dude. Get them back with that Nardcore for Life LP and let them know I'm a part of this fucking scene that is been going since the early 80s and is still popping now, you know? Or I know some dudes from this scene, or I like some bands from this scene, or I support the 185 Miles South podcast. Buy the fucking record. So you got to go to indecisionrecords.com and pre-order that record today. Let's get this thing to a second press. We don't want the fucking thing to be sitting on shelves forever. Let's get on second press. Let's plow through these first fucking records and do this and represent. Joe, what do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea. I think my grandmother, if she were alive still, would absolutely love this record. Especially the Retaliate song.
Hey, the Grandma Rivas is the fucking best.
She knows. You know? She knows. They're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It sounds fantastic. I'm really proud that I'm part of this in my own little way with, you know, Without a Trust. But, you know, everything I've heard, you know, because we got to listen to it prior to recording this pod. I'm unbelievably impressed on how great all the songs are. You know, the artwork, the cover art is super cool. It's got a little nostalgia and a little bit of new, so it's, you know, it's not a rehash, it's a revitalized, shall we say? And then the booklet is fucking Stu went all in on that. It looks great. Buy the record.
Yeah, this is a full like 185.
Pre-order the record.
Yeah, pre-order that shit today. Indecisionrecords.com. This is a full-on like 185 miles south adjacent project because you got, you know, Stu, myself, and our friend Andrew Hester. We kind of put this thing together and did a lot of the work on it, and then you got Joe. Well, first off, you get to hear my band, Stu band, and Joe's band. And Joe wrote some liner notes for it. And Stu and I both did as well. And this is just a project we're really proud of. It took a lot of time. It is a gnarly task to try to put out a compilation. This record has all brand new songs. It's all exclusive for the comp. It's all, you know... It's fucking cool. So you got new Dead Heat songs. We did a new In Control song. You got a new Ill Repute song. You know, it is.
It's so good.
It's so good. New False Confession song. You got Joe's band Out of Trust. You got Stu's band Omega Point. We got a brand new No Motive song. You know, we got Downpresser on it. We got Minus on it. We got my favorite track, 3 Day Holocaust. We got my favorite track on it, the Charman track. You know, this shit is fucking firing. So,
and then you get a download card to get another. How many more songs? 12 songs?
Yeah.
Digital?
Yeah. So you got the whole record. The record is 24 tracks, and then there's 12 extra songs on the digital. This is like new Dr. No song. You got Prying Eyes on there. You got I Decline. New Keep Fighting. You got all this shit. So, yeah, man. This is
Decline, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a full representation of the scene. And, yeah, please support it. go to indecisionrecords.com today and pre-order that thing. And yeah, really, really appreciate that. That supports, us doing ambitious projects like this, which are a part of what I'm doing here. But yeah, let me go to my normal spiel, which is please support the podcast. To do that, you got to go and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Stitcher, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please give it a like or a review or however you can support it there. It depends based on the platform. If you'd like to go the extra mile, please go to patreon.com/185 miles south. There, you put down a little bit of money every month. You can be $1
a month.
You can be $1 Patreon and be my fucking hero, and that gets you behind the paywall. We do, at this point, we're doing at least 2 extra podcasts a month behind there. We're going deep dive into the episodes. So if we interview someone, we're going to go into their discography. You got all my favorite people. So you got Joe, you got Stu, you got Daniel, you got Kim, all sorts of people that are on the pod. Normally they're helping me out with these Patreon pods. So it's something to check out. Yeah, and $1 a month gets you back there. And there's no tiers or anything. It's just you help out what you can do. So if you can pitch down $5, you can pitch down $10. That is all much, much appreciated. The Patreons are the people that keep this podcast alive. But this month, we're going to spend our money on pre-ordering that Nardcore for Life comp. So go to indecisionrecords.com and handle business. And enjoy this podcast. We're going through all the tracks. I fucking wish you guys could hear everything. But I hope you can live vicariously through episode 1,
Our
the legend Joe Rivas, Stu, and Andrew, and hear our excitement of
and you
and me. And we're listening to these songs and we're fucking stoked. So we're gonna listen to 24 songs. We're gonna talk about all of them. We're gonna talk about the bands, and hopefully you guys get on board and you're excited about this project as we are, and support it. Please go to indecisionrecords.com and pre-order it right now. And let's get on with the pod.
185 miles south. A hardcore punk rock podcast.
Yeah, dude, we're in. What's up, everyone?
Hi, we're here.
Yeah,
hello.
Dude. This week we are doing another episode of Talking Nardcore, and we are discussing the Nardcore for Life compilation on Indecision Records that should be out September 4th. Pre-order now at indecisionrecords.com. Yeah, and so we're going to go through it and then fucking be pretty stoked. We got Stu here, like always.
Hey.
Omega Point, the fucking man, the man behind the fucking rack. And we got the legend, dude. You know who he is. He's episode 1. He's Joe Rivas.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, and then also joining us, we got Andrew Hester, the man. Maybe he's Andrew Flyswatter. Maybe he's Andrew Day Holocaust.
Andrew Heckler. Yeah. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Yeah, so we got Andrew on the pod. And me, Andrew, and Stu are the ones that we put together this thing. So I think we should... It's a little bit of a celebration, huh?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. It's something that, like, it's basically now every 10 years something comes out. So, the reason why we called it Nardcore for Life is not only because that's a phrase that gets thrown around a lot. It was because the number 4 is involved in it. Because we consider the original Nardcore comp obviously number 1. And then we took Fred's Localism comp from the 90s, consider that Nardcore 2. Mm-hmm. And then Nardcore 30 years later that Tony put out in the 2000s. I think it came out in 09.
08, 09, yeah. Somewhere in there, yeah.
08, 09. We're considering that Nardcore 3, and then this one is Nardcore 4. So,
right.
Yeah, dude. So, pretty fucking stoked. And we were able to put this together. Every single band put out a new exclusive track to this comp, so there's no no rehash, and basically we fucking did the comp just to get one new Ill Repute song, right?
Basically.
Let's be real. The whole point of the record was to get a new Ill Repute song. Everything else is a fucking bonus, and that's that. But
and there's some big bonuses for sure.
For sure.
Some big bonuses like that Out of Trust song, and how many young Nardcore people are going to lose their virginity to it.
Oh, fuck yeah. So true, dude. Oh, those chords.
Yeah, those are sad, emotional hug me chords, and then the hugging leads to kissing, and the rest.
Cuddle chords.
Cuddle chords.
But yeah, let's circle back, and I just wanted to ask you guys, just out of curiosity, do you guys have a favorite song off the first Nardcore comp?
Yeah, that was a really hard one for me. But I settled with Scared Straight.
Yeah, which one?
Skate to Live.
Oh, shit.
That song just hauls so much ass, and I feel like that's, to be completely honest, that's my only Scared Straight favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is the best Scared Straight song.
Absolutely.
It's just a rager.
Yeah, it's just nuts the whole time. It makes me want to skateboard. When I first heard it, I heard it skating, and that's it, dude. It's just a great song.
Yeah. Joe, you got one?
I'm gonna say it's really tough. All three of the RKL songs are amazing.
Yes.
But it's not gonna happen to me. The Ill Repute song is that's Jim's bass line, what the song's about, and it's just everything. It's just
if you don't
so
respect Jim playing slap bass, you might get slapped yourself.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
Slapping bass, but
and the in part when they're kind of they're going with the breakdown part a little longer, and it's like, not gonna happen to me.
oh, that part, yeah.
That's slap bass, dude.
You're right. Yeah, you got me.
Andrew.
False Confession, Feline.
Oh, yeah.
I love that song so much, and they play it so well live too. It's just such a good song.
It cuts up the album so perfect. That's like the glory of that song, I think, on the Nardcore comp.
Yeah.
Now, when I was thinking about it, it's like that one is a standout, and then also you can't fuck with Dr. No Circle of Fear. Mm-hmm. No. But I'm disqualifying both because they put them out on records, other records.
Yeah.
So those are two of my favorites, but I'm going AFU High on the Hog. It's like fucking when he's doing the phlegm snare on the chorus and shit, and it's just it's a short rager. It's a little 3-note punk song, and it's fucking brilliant. And I love it that it's it's the one song that they ever got out there. So, in my mind, they're batting 1,000. Fuck, they're one of the best bands ever. They never had a fucking clunker, So, fucking AFU, fucking awesome band. Also, so I think I'll tell this story, and I'm sorry for anyone that's offended by it. You guys got to tell me if I should cut it out and leave it for the Patreons. Yeah. All right, we're back from Patreon. Smash that button if you want to hear those stories. All right, let's just dive right into the comp, huh? So, the whole reason doing the comp, like we said, to get a new Ill Repute song, they go in, they do a song called Dead Horses.
Dude, I love
You want to tell the story about the other song?
Go ahead. Wait, what?
Your song.
Oh, no.
No? Okay.
No, it's spooky.
Patreon only.
Yeah, no. So they go in and they record the song "Dead Horses." Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What can we say about it?
Yeah, it's a great song. It feels like the 7-inch and Big Rusty Balls at the same time. It's it's insane.
Yeah.
How great it is.
This is catchy, classic Tony riff, high notes. It reminds me of Cherokee.
Yeah.
And then dude, Chuck's drumming is fucking crazy.
Yeah. I know. I love Chuck's drumming because he drums so fast, but it's just as fast as I can go air drumming. If he went any faster, I couldn't keep up air drumming.
He's pretty fast.
But he's pushing it. I'm yeah, dude, I'm right in the pocket.
For air drumming.
Yeah, dude.
That rules.
But this song rips. You guys are going to love it when you hear it.
John sounds
amazing.
Like he's 18 again.
Yeah, he really does.
So he sounds so good. Jim's bass is solid, everything.
His bass lines on this song are amazing.
It is an Ill Repute song.
Yeah, I was so stoked because it starts out kind of spooky, and I hate distorted vocals, but this actually really works well, especially because when it kicks fast and John's like clean, perfect John voice comes in, you're just like, ooh, like you're just fucking stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they were,
so go ahead.
Yeah. When they were tracking that, you know, John asked me because I was sitting there with him. And John said, "So should we distort those vocals?" I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah.
He's all, "Why don't you let us change?" This transitions all over again.
That day in general was amazing because when Make a Point goes into recording at the Captain's Quarter Studios in Ventura.
Shout out Armo.
Shout out Armo. And we roll up, and Dr. No is breaking down all their gear. And we go in, we record our song, and then Ill Repute goes in and records their song. It was fucking amazing to be sandwiched in that.
Dude, Omega's the meat in that Nardcore sandwich.
And that Ill Repute vocal pattern is just so sick. It's so good.
It's so good.
Just catchy as fuck.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be really happy with this song when you get this record in your hands.
Yeah.
Everybody
couple
else.
Yeah, and buy a couple copies, dude. So let's get it into a second press.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Different color.
Yeah, dude. All right. Second song. What's up? In Control.
It's kind of a big deal.
In Control in my town. Yeah. So it took us 16 years.
Song.
Yeah, brand new song, dude.
Here's
Because
your fucking song.
yeah, it's like I don't know, in the spirit of the comp, like I wanted to be a part of it. Shit, that's all. You know, like we've been broken up for a long time, but I was like, man, this is a project that like not only am I putting a lot of time into, but I care about it a lot, and I care about the scene a lot. And you know, we should say that you know, we were joking that the only reason that we did this is because we wanted a new Ill Repute song, although that is like kind of actually true. It is enough of a reason, but it's because in the year 2019, like Nardcore was firing like maybe no other year that I've been around for.
Yeah.
I can only vouch for my own time, and I'd love your take on that, Joe.
I agree with you 100%. Maybe the early, you know, 82, 83, 84.
Yeah, when you're starting something from scratch and like there's nothing like the very beginning, right? Like because you can never go back to that innocence.
Yeah.
But like this, the reason why it was so special is because you had like multiple generations firing. Like, you know, we've said it to death on the show, but you have
That's
like
what this comp is.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, you have
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah, for sure.
the youngest of bands all the way to like, you know, the Ill Reputes.
Yeah.
So you're crossing like a 40-year span of punk rock. All
All
of
from the
bands
same
are
area.
Yeah.
all from the same area, and all bands that are like doing really well, like creatively drawing everything. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's to your point that it's even more so now than it was in the early 80s because there are 10,000 shows every weekend, it seems.
yeah, it's firing. So
Right, yeah. There's tons of shows, like I said, there's tons of shows, there's tons of bands, there's people, all the bands are putting out product, you know, whether it just be demos or actual vinyl or whatever. There's a lot going on here. And it's a lot more than there was then.
yeah. Now I do want to talk to one thing that I think could be a criticism of this comp. Not that I'm self-sabotaging, but I do think that we did lean into a little bit of the legacy more than a little bit of the young stuff.
Yes.
But it's just because it's so hard to take a risk on someone that you don't know if they're going to stick around. So like we chose like some of the biggest chunks of the bands from the different generations that we thought were like really important that did something. Because like, I mean, full disclosure, In Control and No Motive, we're not back and being like full-time bands. So maybe we should have been left off in order to free up space for like, you know, some 16 or 17-year-old kids. I think that is a valid argument. But, you know, No Motive and In Control, we both like, we grew up in the scene. We love this scene. And like, this is something that we want to be a part of.
Yeah, you're just stoked, and you guys put out really good fucking songs.
Yeah, so we try to write them. And
Really
then,
good songs.
yeah, and then like Andrew, you were telling me last night that like, you know, there's also a large digital portion of this comp that's, you know, because vinyl only holds a certain amount. So we're going through the vinyl today, but there is about, you know, 10, 15 extra songs that are on the digital portion. It might end up being a little less because like Andrew was telling me last night, like, 2 of those bands already broke up.
2 bands have broken up off the digital part, and they just let me know, and I was just like, oh, crazy.
Yeah. So like we're lucky.
Dang.
We're lucky we didn't choose them for the vinyl part, right?
Yeah.
You know, like a band like Civil Conflict that we did choose, and we'll get to. In my opinion, they even if they broke up tomorrow, they've made enough of a dent that I want them on the comp.
Fucking doubt about
dude.
it.
Especially in 2019, which is what we were trying to.
Yeah.
Or you
Yeah.
guys
Just
were trying
capture.
to capture.
Yeah.
So,
You know, everything comes a little later just because like it takes so long to put a record out.
to get the bands together, to get the
Songs
recorded.
Yeah.
And then all the other steps that you guys have been going
It's a lot
through.
of work, but I should say that I imagine it being much harder.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. It went pretty smooth. It went pretty smooth. And again, full disclosure, like
How many bands on the vinyl?
22?
24.
24.
God,
It's a lot of bands.
that's a lot.
24, right? Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
and,
amazing.
and so, just so everyone has like an idea, like obviously everyone knows when this is coming out. But we started the serious work on it like at the beginning of September. So that's like how long a project like this takes to like come to fruition. So you got to see it all the way through. And
Yeah, so about 8 or 9 months. So
Yeah.
it's like having a baby.
yeah, I guess.
Nard baby.
A little Nard baby.
Little Nard baby.
On colored vinyl.
Number 4.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so this song is called In Control, or it's by In Control. It's called In My Town. And yeah. I don't know.
Lyrically, this song captures what it's like living in Oxnard.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, if it's so much pressure to like not put out a song for 15 years and then come back and do one song.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because I've thought about like doing like another In Control, like, you know, maybe a 7-inch or a few songs. And I was just thinking, it's like, how do you come back after being like kind of like an LP band and then do like a couple songs? There's like too much writing on it. You know, like I would think you would have to come back and like, we would have to come back and be like a good, kind of do like a Verbal Assault type thing would be the only thing that I think would be like an acceptable direction to take that band in. Because really, In Control turned into Retaliate. And so like we went the heavy way. If you're curious about what the next In Control record would have been, it's Coup d'etat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that is it. And so like In Control has to take a direction of not going drop tune and not heavy like that. So that would be the direction I was thinking about going in. But then this just came to me. I was trying to like ghostwrite a song for another band, and I was like, I fucking love this song too much. I'm keeping it, you know, and change the lyrics. And it's In My Town. And it's some of my favorite lyrics I ever wrote. Like, I love the sunken ships line. Like,
I love the Tony C. the fucking man line.
yeah, Tony C. the fucking man.
Tony C. the fucking man.
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. And shit, I wrote a little lead. But yeah, that's all.
Makes me cry.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I love that song so much.
Yeah, until we get fucking blown off the stage by False Confession dropping their song Plague.
Song number 3.
Song number 3. And this it's there to smack you in the face. Like, this is fucking brutal.
This is their first song since when?
Yeah.
30 years?
Yeah, I mean, because they did a demo, then they did that 7-inch, and then the demos just came out on LP like a few years ago. And then in this same, like, they submitted the song, so in the same recording here, they're going to have a LP come out.
Yeah.
It might come out right around the same time, or it might beat it.
Just before.
Yeah. So it might actually be out like any day now.
Because I just saw advertisement for it.
Yeah, it's coming out on
Or
Puke.
more advertisement for it.
Puke and Vomit?
Yeah, it's coming out on Puke and Vomit. And so, like, it's going to be fucking awesome if it's anything like this.
Is it on Puke and Vomit or Queer Pill?
I think it's a split.
Split.
Yeah,
Okay.
split. I can only remember half. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We're both right, fool.
Yeah. I thought I heard that Queer Pill on there.
Okay. Yeah, it's awesome, like DBD type song with like brutal fucking metally
riffs,
mosh
dude.
part.
Metal riffs, and then the mosh part at the end is
Yeah.
fucking insane, and I just want to beat the shit out of everybody.
It's
Yeah.
so heavy.
When they
So
start
heavy.
like the second half of the breakdown, when they start like adding in like the single string, like do 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 do, So ill. So ill.
Not what they're
killed it
drawing
so
from,
hard.
but I get just crazy like 90s metal vibe, like metalcore vibes.
Yeah, but it's like loose.
Yeah.
But like the way they play it is so loose that it's like fucking awesome. Yeah, love it. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, Fred's guitar is. I mean, you guys were talking about tone earlier. We took a listen to the whole record before we started potting here today, everyone. So, yeah, Fred's guitar tone is just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But everything is great.
All of it.
They killed it so hard on
Yeah.
this song.
Yeah.
So everything. It sounds good.
Harry's drums are fantastic. Israel's vocals are superb.
They're so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could hear them so clearly. It's awesome. It's such a good song.
Why you guys dogging on Ismail?
Well, you know, no.
Nah, the bass line is like,
Yeah.
it drives the whole song.
Yeah.
So
Ismail's my bass hero. So it's super good. Yeah. Go.
yeah, they done fucked up In Control, so they sent us
Yeah.
back into retirement with another 15 years.
You
Well,
sequenced it, food.
I know. Next up, the man Andrew Hester. Let's see how shy you get when we talk about your band.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we got 3 Day Holocaust, and this song is called Built to Last, and I fucking love this song. The drumming on it is fucking insane.
Shout out to Momo.
Yeah, yo, Adam killed it on this one.
Your brother.
Yeah, my bro. He killed it. He did a great job on it. Like me and Justin were working on the riff, the other guitarist, and when we brought it into the studio, like that was some of the first things that he came up with on the drums, and it sounded good.
Yeah.
And he picked up on it super fast, and then like couple days, like a week out before we recorded the song, that's when Jay wrote the solo for it, and it just all came together. It felt good going into the studio. It felt good to record it, and that day was just perfect.
Yeah.
We were the first ones in there, and we got to see everybody
didn't
record out.
leave.
Yeah, exactly. It was cool. It was just a fun time, dude.
It's like, who are these fucking loiterers?
Seriously, in the studio for 10 hours, not recording.
And there was so many people just sitting in the front room, just like partying, listening to like these songs get recorded.
Yeah,
It
what was
just-
next? Yeah. It was, oh man, this is great. What's
Yeah,
next?
it was
Pretty
exciting.
amazing.
Hell yeah, dudes.
Yeah.
This song is really fun to air drum to, which is one of my favorite activities. Obviously, I've been outed.
Yeah, outed yourself.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I didn't realize it was embarrassing until y'all laughed at me. So, the singer does like 2 distinctly different voices too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
That's crazy. I thought it was you, dude.
No, like he did that. Like we came in the morning and like we were. He recorded with us in the room, and the first time I think he did like a regular voice, and then he went back to punch it in, and he did that, and it just sounded cooler. I love it. I love how he did it. Yeah. He
It's a
changed
Unity
the
song, too, I should add. Unity song.
yeah, love it.
Gotta have it.
Hey, dude, the more Unity songs, the better.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Next song is Stalag 13, I Don't Need It. This is actually the only song that's not an original on here. Yep. Well, it is theirs, but it is like they reworked a song off their demo. And
New demo. Yeah.
yeah, no, this was actually on their demo. It was on the Stalag 13 original demo from 83. Yeah. And so and they put out a CD recently that's like kind of lost to history. Came out like 3 years ago. I think they printed it for their Japanese tour. And I don't know how many copies they made, but they brought it over there to sell it. And then also like they just didn't have any here. Like no one even knew the CD came out.
Yeah.
And John gave me one, and I was like, fuck, the way you guys reworked I Don't Need It, like the world needs to hear it, because like that song is fucking classic now. Yeah. Like the way it starts with the drums and then like the bass comes in, it's like a perfect fucking, it sounds like a perfect like 80s punk hardcore song.
Sounds like it could have been on in Control.
Yeah, and John's vocals are fucking perfect on it. Like the way
Perfect.
like the way that the the tempo ended up being like John was able to like merge into this like perfect 80s hardcore singer where it's like doing like the call and answer like on the verse like and you know everyone that knows John, he's got one of the greatest like
Great vocal range.
yeah like that clean punk voice, clean shouty punk voice is great. So I thought this is fucking awesome. Again, it's like the one with the asterisk that it's like a re-recording, but I just wanted everyone to fucking hear it because I think it's so awesome. Yeah. So I hope you guys think that was a decent idea.
I agree. I think it is.
Yeah, and to have them on there, just period, is just cool. Like,
Yeah.
It's cool because this band's had like 3 different lineups, 3 different singers, and it's cool to see this lineup with John and Ben, and they play so much. So gotta have them on the comp, and this song just rules.
Yeah, it shows you that like they're still a good band that's like fun to go see, and
They're
they're
so
gonna
fun to see.
they're gonna play like the songs you know and love, and you're not gonna like walk away disappointed.
Yeah.
And John's just a great frontman. Like, you know, he's always been a good frontman.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking cool. All right, next the fucking current like fucking flag waving crown wearer, flag bearer. That's what I was looking for.
Crown of Misfortune.
Yeah, the current flag bearers of fucking Nardcore, Dead Heat, coming with a song called No More Pain. And man, after doing like a couple records of like real crossover thrash stuff, I love them like peppering in some like new wave of British heavy metal shit into this. What a brilliant fucking like slight turn, you know? Fucking love it.
It's just not a hardcore song. It's a straight up metal song.
I would say that like the vocals and the tempos and how succinct it is still keeps it as a hardcore song.
Yeah. Like Chris kind of, you know,
He
with
makes
the
it,
vocals, you know, like he brings that hardcore element into it, you know, but man, that song's so good. The way that it starts out with the drums, you know, John kills it on the intro, dude. And then Anthony with that riff is just
the riffs and the solos. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
They played.
yeah, they've been playing it. Well, remember a few months back when they played it the first time at that Hong Kong show?
Oh, dude, that fucking show was so good.
Yeah, when they bust that out, it was like, oh shit, like everyone knew it.
The fireworks show?
Yeah. Shout out to Fireworks in the Hong Kong Inn.
Yeah. Well, I bought enough drinks that night. Like they should be okay with it. You know, I didn't even complain because one guy was charging me one price and like the other person was charging me one price. I was like, okay, let's just let this slide. You know, just be a good sport.
Yeah.
So, and then someone let off a fucking firework in their business. So whatever, call it even. Yeah. Several rules. Anyway, this song is the fucking shit. And, dude, it's a fucking new exclusive Dead Heat song for you. So get the record. It's a fucking shit. Now, following up, the other current Nardcore powerhouse, Omega Point, coming with The Game. Maybe your guys' best song yet.
That's
what do you think?
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking little tiny bass thing before the breakdown is like one of those like it's one of the things that like makes punk and hardcore so special is like you're working like within this like box of tools and then someone like comes up with this like little thing that's so creative and such like a no-brainer and you're like why didn't I think of that?
That's it.
You know,
the story with this song is we had a studio that Vince and our friend Sean from Sheer, a band out of Thousand Oaks area, they built this studio out. We had to leave, and we are now at a new studio in Oxnard with 3 Day Holocaust, Dying to Be Dead, all these local bands. And we wrote this song and channeled our inner Nard, because that place is like right next to Wynn's Burgers. Mm-hmm. It just
that is about as Nard as you get.
It's like so fucking Nard, dude.
What up, A Street?
Yeah, seriously.
It survived so long, too.
Yeah. We just channeled it, wrote that shit, and then we took a couple months to tweak that song, and then we were just trying to put parts together, and I was like, dude, just play 0 on the bass into the mosh part, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that song a lot.
It's super cool.
We played it a couple months ago, I forget how long. But, yeah. Stoked.
Yeah, Mikey sounds great.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
sounds great.
Watching you guys record that song, like you and Vince killed it so hard. Like
Thanks.
it sounded so powerful in the studio, and
Yeah.
it sounds just. It's a good song.
I like it.
The group vocals on that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, let's talk about that.
so
the
sick.
gay vocals on that is like Joe Rivas. Fred Hammer just walks in with his headphones. He's like, "All right, what are we saying?"
All right, we got some legit Fred phones on the gang.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fred Phones.
There's
Dude.
like 17 people in the room.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild.
There's a lot of people in
That was
there.
really cool.
That rules. Let's remember to compare that gang against the Dad Brains gang, because that's kind of funny. All right, next up is Railer. We Are the Grem, and I love Railer just like I love Blasting Concept.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a cool fucking. They went full catchy song on this.
Yeah.
You know, those gangs are fucking catchy and infectious. It's a fucking hard rocker song with, you know, just I mean, this band is oozing skills. You know,
Capra and Benji and
Yeah, Benji's
they raging.
yeah, Calvin, all of them.
They raging.
been on the bass, dude.
Yeah. And so, you know, there's a mid-tempo banger that's fucking, it's just literally rage yours.
It's just fun. It's like gimmicky, but in like the best way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what does We Are the Grem mean?
Well, they're basically an audio version of the Gremlins movie,
Okay.
and so they just take that and run with it.
Yeah.
Like it's cool.
It's good.
That is
It's
so
really
rad.
good. Jared is like such a good frontman too.
yeah,
you
he
know,
is.
Yeah.
his first time being in a band too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and he just killed right off the bat. He was just a rager, dude.
Yeah.
So good.
That is fucking awesome. I love that. All right. Next up is Out of Trust between Nardcore Forever. So take it away, Joe.
Yeah. You told me, okay, so a requirement, we should throw this out there. A requirement to be on the vinyl was the songs had to be under 2 minutes.
Yep. Under 2 minutes, new and exclusive.
New and exclusive, yeah. And Zach and I and Stu have this ongoing message thread, you know, and I told them there's no way I can write a 2 minute song. And then I look at my discography of songs, and most of them are under 2 minutes. So, yeah, I was just messing around with these chords, and I just came up with this, and then I showed it to Forrest, and he's like, "Okay, I could do this to it, and whatever." And then we just kind of wrote the lyrics like the day before, like completed them the day before we went in the studio, and it just came out like that. And you know, Donovan and I rehearsed it a couple times before, like maybe a week or two before, and then we showed Davi like the day of,
Yeah.
you know. But
Well, he's a talent.
He's an incredible bass player. So he's like, oh, I'm going to do this instead, and he does this transition that I'm like, I would have thought of that, but you know, whatever. So it's fun. Nardcore Forever.
Title track of the LP.
Yeah. Someone got the title track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, Joe, you got the title track of the comp, dude.
when I was in Costa Rica, you sent me that text that says, "Can we just change it to title track?"
I still think it's not too late for that.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, see, look at that. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the song. Very emotional.
Yeah.
Fucking dig it. What are you gonna say about it without having a tear, like a slow tear?
It's a tearjerker.
Yeah, I don't know of a jerker. I'd say like a single tear.
Like but you guys are talking about like
Musically.
my guitar, the guitar parts and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah. Because the lyrics are, you know, just another Nardcore Unity
Those two,
song,
though.
but
Those are speaking to the kids, Joe.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're saying like the scene is here for you, like someone had something traumatic happen.
Yeah, dude. Let me come over.
Well, I don't know, you know.
I don't know. I love it, and it's a great melodic song on the record. Just showing like the range of the bands that we're trying to document here.
Yeah.
And swinging completely the other way is Combat Shock with their song called Deconstruction. Just full fucking DB discharge worship, right?
Yeah. Gives them yelling.
Love it.
inaudible.
Yeah. And this riff
the
is
best
so
way.
fucking good. The fact that people can still find like riffs to play like in this genre is like impressive.
It's like incredibly impressive.
Like, oh shit, that's a good one. I thought they've all been done.
Who wrote that?
Yeah.
Sick ass lead in this song too.
Yeah, lead is a
Ben's
ripper.
lead is a sick one in this.
Who's
one.
playing that lead?
Ben?
Is it Ben? Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking Ben.
Yeah, he's a fucking ripper.
Fucking
dude.
Ben, dude.
Fucking Ben, dude. He's
Yeah.
a ripper, dude.
Ben Halen.
Ben Halen, right? Yeah. Same dude from Stalag?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, doing double duty. A lot of people doing double
and
duty on
Railer.
this record.
Triple
Yeah,
And Railer?
triple duty. Yeah, Railer. He plays bass and Railer.
Yeah, killed it on 3 songs.
Oh, so Carrar is tied. I thought Carrar was the reigning champion of this comp, but he's tied with Ben Halen. Right?
John's on 3?
Yeah, John's on 3. Stalag, Dad Brains, and
Oh, shit. I forgot.
and Detox Ii.
I
Goddamn.
forgot.
Does anyone beat that? So we got a tie.
Yeah, Ben
He's doing
and
backup.
John.
God damn it, we got to make 2 trophies now.
He's doing backups on that Out of Trust song. Does that count?
Maybe if it pushes it to 1. So who's doing backups?
John is.
Okay, so maybe we
I think
slide it
John
back to
wins.
John.
Yeah.
All right, John, champion of Nardcore for life. Hit the fucking trumpets. All right, after Combat Shock, we are going to Stu's favorite Nardcore band, Dad Brains.
Oh, dude. I love this song because the amount of inside jokes that are involved in this song, it's like fucking amazing. It like takes this whole process of putting this comp together and just puts it in a song less than 50 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy getting owned on a song. Thanks, dude.
You got your ass handed to you, dude, lyrically.
So good.
Yeah, it's so good. Like zero context.
Yeah, I know zero context.
Yeah.
It's like the joke's so inside that no one will get it.
Yep. No, I think they'll get it once they read lyrics or try to decipher them. Then they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, just I think in this time, like our political climate, where even the president is a petty bitch. I'm gonna lead by example and rise above. I'm taking the moral high ground on this
Yeah,
one.
but this is just a.
No, I know. I wrote your song, fool. your best song. Your best song. No, this song is fucking great. Super catchy. Pat does a great job with his vocal delivery. Yeah. And did you record this one? Is this a Roger Armo? Who did the backups? Where did you do the backups at, Joe?
We did it at Armand Studio, but with Roger.
Okay, so Roger's like the brain behind it.
Yeah.
So
The same time that Retaliated recorded.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So the gang vocals on this are just you and Pat.
Yeah.
And they sound fucking great. You know?
That's just 2 people?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I wanted to compare it against when you were saying you had like 17 people for like that.
There was so many people.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
awesome.
literally just him and Pat, and they came out great because
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Dang.
I know, dude. So
He's claiming it, dude.
when you like merge those skills of episode 1 and Roger, and Pat,
And Pat, yeah.
geez, and a little
Slap
and sprinkle in a little technology, you're
Yeah.
gonna fucking be getting places. So yeah, this song is fucking cool, and
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's fun and it solidifies what they're trying to go for as a band, which is comedy. And
yeah,
they do a
and,
really good job at it.
and PG comedy.
PG comedy, too.
Yeah.
It's like Bill Cosby without like the fucking touchy feelies, So
Sure.
I don't know what's another PG comedian.
I can't.
See,
Yeah.
okay, so yeah, this song's cool. Next up is Detox Ii. And this was awesome. So, as a story behind this comp, like Joe had just said, we had to have every song be under 2 minutes because, full disclosure, okay, so I think you get, 22 minutes per side of an LP?
Before you start getting major degradation, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
before you start having a degradation of the
sound quality.
the sound
Yeah.
quality, right. So, when we had 22 bands originally, and it was like doing the math. It's like, oh shit, it's actually not 2 minutes. We got to have everyone come in under like 151, or someone's getting booted.
Yeah.
And then like enough bands came in.
Well, short of that. Yeah.
Enough bands came in under that we were able to add this Detox Ii song, which is like 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It's the only song over 2 minutes. And then we were also able to make room for a couple other bands. So, yeah, so this song is so awesome because I wanted to get this band on so bad, but they couldn't get under 2 minutes. And it's like the
for what they're doing.
Well, they shouldn't get under 2 minutes.
They need more time.
They just need more time.
They're a different type of band. So yeah.
Although this song is pretty up tempo.
Oh yeah.
But it still cuts it up. This is the feline of
For sure.
of the comp.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and Detox is like one of those bands that ties in all the like others. They're like the last genre, in that punk, of all what we do. They do something a little bit different, but they're in that family and they rock so hard.
They rock it.
Yeah.
It's totally in the family. Like, the first Christian Death record is pretty rockin'.
Yeah.
The genre is rockin'. And they fucking knocked this genre out of the park, I think.
Yeah. Oscar, dude. His bass lines are so amazing, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
Derek's guitar and his vocals are fantastic. He's got a great voice,
Yeah, so this is like equally creepy as it is catchy and infectious.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in a demented funhouse while I listen to this.
Yeah. I mean, like a maze of mirrors. And I can't find my
Carnival.
way out.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in the dark carnival. Hey, miracles, magnets, how do they work?
God damn it.
But yeah, so this song rips. It's the last song on side A.
One.
Yeah, or side 1 or side A. And and so stoked to have it. It's the perfect cap, I think.
A perfect ender to a side.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I interviewed Tony yesterday, and I want to chop that in right now because Tony Cortez, he was the producer on the first Nardcore comp, and then he also put out the Nardcore 30 years later comp that we believe came out in 08 or 09.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So right now we're going to go to that interview, and then we're going to come back and we will talk about side B or side 2, whatever
Whatever you're into, man.
Yeah, whatever your thing is. All right. All right, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have no idea what I know you're going to talk about the Nardcore album, but
That's all. Yeah, because
I'm just gonna answer questions because I don't really have anything to
No, that's perfect.
throw out.
Yeah, so this episode is we're talking about the new Nardcore comp that we're putting out.
Yeah, that thing.
And so I wanted to circle back and talk with you because you're actually a producer on the original Nardcore comp.
Yeah, I'm not sure what producer means, but I gathered the whole thing together. I was the one that suggested it and gathered all the bands and put together all the little things that go with it, like the fanzine and all the pages.
Yeah. So did you approach Doug Mooney with the idea?
Yeah,
Okay. And so how did you pitch it to him?
that's fun. I would love to hear what he has to say about that.
We can call him.
Yeah, you should do. Have you talked to him yet?
He won't do it.
He won't do it.
So
It was, things were just flowing right then. And it was just, and I think Boston, not LA, was the one that made me want to do it.
Yeah.
There was other ones. There was the DC comp, but the Boston, not LA, I was so into that. And I was going, we need to do one for this area.
yeah.
And so I talked to a few bands. Let's do it. And then, and of course, Doug was totally on board. He was just, let's do it. Yeah, and that's when, and that's the thing about Doug, he gets a lot of shit. And I personally don't like it. I just wish he had worked with the bands. If he had worked with the bands and worked together instead of him being, this is mine and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
It could have been a beautiful thing.
The problem is, though, he's at that point probably, 55?
Yeah.
And you guys are like children,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So he was just, exactly.
So,
yeah, fuck.
I mean, and you never know, like, when you're an adult. I mean, obviously, I'm not 55 yet, but you don't know, like, it's just a bunch of kids. You don't know, like, oh, that's actually Tony Cortez. He's going to do a bunch of shit. He's going to still be active doing this, like, when you're finally his age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, whatever. At least he got it out. So, how did you start deciding the bands? And this is...
Oh, but my whole point real quick was he was gung-ho. He was just, do it. He was just whatever. We could do whatever we wanted there.
Yeah.
So that was the cool thing about Mystic. He owned that studio. The Phil and all them were like in-house people. So you could just really do whatever you wanted there.
Yeah. So the project, you think it started before you did the LP, right? Did you record? Do you remember the sequencing? Did you do the?
I don't remember.
What happens next? Or you did Nardcore first?
I would think it was the other way around, but
So right around
I'm
the
not
same
sure.
time. You think Nardcore's maybe late
Everything
'84?
was so close. Everything
Yeah.
was really close.
Yeah. So you obviously have like the bigger, more established bands, like Aggression, the Rotters, you guys, Stalag. Some of the other bands like they're pulling in. What were they doing at the time? Like
That was the main thing. It was and probably the biggest setback to me was it was my universe.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So there's probably a ton of bands that should have been on there.
Yeah.
That that I didn't get on there.
But you have some bands that are so important or it's so important to get them on. Like you have the AFU, you have the Habeas Corpus, and like these are some of their only songs that ever made it to record.
Right. And they were active, and probably the reason I chose them was they were active, right? As I was compiling everything together, they were the active bands, and they were in my sight, in my universe, whatever. But there's bands like I wish were on there, like MIA from Ventura. There's a couple others, some Ohio bands, and I can't even think off the top of my head. But
And was there just not space, or did you not ask them?
back then, yeah, there wasn't space. There was, I mean, we could have did one song each, but I really wanted to follow the format of, I think Boston Out of LA had like 2 songs.
Have a nice
each.
little chunk.
Yeah.
No, I think it's cool. I think I mean, obviously, it came out. It's a perfect comp. So, except the Rotter songs kind of suck. You can,
But yeah, I
But you had
actually
the
like them. Wash my hands.
that song's cool. I don't know. I know it's 84, but the homophobia stuff is a bummer.
I know, but you know what? And I don't think they meant it. It was just bad. Like it's like kind of like Sid Vicious wearing the swastika.
Sure.
It was just you just did it back then, like for shock value to just be snotty little kids. And I don't know. I just have this affinity for the Rotters because I think when you were talking to Big Bob, he talked about how hard it was back then for them, always going against. I think the Rotters had it even worse than them because. I mean, the shows they played, they didn't have a following, and they were just getting bottles thrown at them when they played and stuff like that. It was to me to be able to still play and still do it. That's amazing.
Their second 7-inch is one of my favorites ever. The Sink the Whales.
Yeah,
oh my God, what a great classic American punk song. So underrated. Sink the whales and buy Japanese goods like the bastards are like they should. Yeah. So, did every band go in and record at Mystic for the first Nardcore?
I'm pretty sure they did. There may be a track or two on there. I'd have to look at it, but I'm pretty sure they all went in and recorded it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was the reaction like when the album came out? Like, to like all your buddies in LA and stuff? Were they like, this is rad?
I think so. I really, like back then, things just were going. Everything was just a freaking whirlwind back then, so I don't even think I paid attention, but I know it went over really good, and everybody was like, yeah, fuck yeah, cool,
Yeah. Do you remember how you got Walsby to draw the cover?
Yeah, that actually might have been Mystic got him to do it.
Okay.
Not to say that, because I actually had some sketches. I had some other guys do. I think Chewy actually did one.
Okay. Did he do the Nardcore on the back? Is that Chewy?
No,
like the 3-dimensional?
I'm pretty sure Philco put that together.
Oh, really? That's a Philco thing.
Yeah, I think Phil just kind of did it, cut and paste type thing.
That thing's amazing.
You know what? I didn't like it at first.
No?
Now I love it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we just got a new banner made for Ill Repute, and it has that
one.
like real, like lightly in the background.
Oh, cool.
With Ill Repute and the old school logo on it.
So
That's
rad.
this big fucking 12-foot banner James Swanson from Screaming Images made us.
Yeah.
It's freaking amazing. It's like we'll only be able to use it like at the Ventura Theater or big places.
No, I know. Or you got to have really strong duct tape.
Yeah.
That was the hardest thing I remember on tour because we would just make a banner out of a bed sheet and then we like spray paint an Oxnard sign and any control on it. But if you can't find good duct tape, you're fucked.
Yeah, like remember the Grim?
Yeah.
At Alpine?
Yeah.
I think that was like 30 feet, man. And that was just a big giant sheet spray painted.
Yeah. So that's the Nardcore comp in the 80s. Fred does one in the 90s, Localism. And then you're a part of that too.
Oh, real quick, back to the cover.
Sure.
We were talking about the cover. The original concept was Moses holding these tablets. I've got that somewhere too. I've got all the original artwork. Like I think, and it was supposed to say like in the beginning God created Nardcore, so like I had it all. I had it sketched out. I had Chewy or somebody else sketch it out. I actually really wanted that.
Oh my god, we got to make a shirt of that.
I'll find it. I'll send you a picture of it. But I think Mystic got Walsby, which I was totally on board with. I love Walsby's his drawings and stuff. And then I just went from there. And I remember he was really pissed because he drew it in pencil.
Okay.
And then it was too light. So instead of hitting him up to redo it, they had somebody.
Oh, they had someone marker his own shit.
Somebody go over the whole thing, and he was pissed because he says it actually, rightly so. It changed the dynamics of his picture. And then so when I did the next one, the Nardcore 30. He was all over it. He was all, yes, I need to redeem myself and do it. Do this picture again.
Yeah. Yeah, so what I consider the second Nardcore comp is Fred's Localism in the 90s.
True, you're right.
Yeah, and you were a part of that. And, you got Roots on it. Yeah. My favorite punk lyrics ever.
Oh, nice.
So, that was a really, really cool comp. And Fred did a good job of, like, packing it deep. And
oh, yeah, Fred always does a great job.
Yeah, and it's a pretty all-encompassing comp, but at the time there was like a little bit of drama, and not all the bands got on. Like a lot of Ventura bands.
You're always going to get that.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
No, I know.
Yeah,
Well, we just did it,
yeah.
And it's hard because you have a limited amount of time, and we kind of took the opposite approach of what you were taking for the Nardcore '84. With you wanted to like give sufficient time to bands, and for us, we wanted to like get enough on there, so we had to say like under 2 minutes. Yeah. If it's over 2 minutes, can't guarantee you're on the comp.
Yeah. Zach told us 45.
Oh, God. I know. Hey, I allowed myself to get shit on the comp.
Hilarious.
I know. Fucking Pat. But, yeah. Well, I wrote a song for him.
Oh, yeah.
It's just ghost written like a motherfucker. But, sorry, Pat. But, yeah. So that's Localism. And then about 10 years later, you do Nardcore 30 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really think it was late. I wish it came out. We missed like the Burning Dog. I know Stu did a compilation with all that stuff.
Yeah, it's coming out next. It will be out by the time this pod's out.
But it would have been nice to do it like 5 or 10 years earlier.
But Fred got Burning Dog. Fred got Burning Dog, Clenched Fist.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think you did it at a really interesting time. Like looking back on it now. At the time, I was like, man, this is actually not a good time to document the scene.
I know.
But, dude.
But for me, the timing was right to do it. I think I just got like a bonus check at work. And I just put all that money into it.
Yeah, and Jerome was a nice contact to help out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And holy fuck.
Jerome took it to another level. Jerome was responsible for that packaging. The
packaging on that record is like the most insane packaging I've ever seen. So if you guys listening don't have it, you should get it just for that fact. It's like, what is it? It's a gatefold LP with like a mounted CD inside?
Yeah, gatefold LP with pictures of all the Nardcore tattoos, quotes from like people about Nardcore, which nobody ever talks about, but to me that's a really cool part of the album.
Totally.
You got Henry Rollins talking about Nardcore. You got Ian McKay giving me a little quip on Nardcore. What were we talking about? So, Jerome was really responsible. He took that packaging to the next level.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah. And then you were able to do the CD, which was able to have even more songs from more bands.
Oh, and my thought behind this whole thing, too, was it was right when CDs were dying out.
Yeah.
And I was going, it can't be a CD. And LPs weren't quite...
They weren't back yet. It was like the weird gray area.
It was a really rough time. So I really wanted a great packaging because my whole thing is, everybody's downloading now. You want something that people want to hold and people want to own because it's, it has the fanzine, it has the gatefold with all the pictures. And then Jerome made it that thick vinyl.
Yeah.
Actually, Jerome was the one who made it the gatefold. He was the one that thought of the mounted CD. Yeah, Jerome really, really like made it the next level.
Yeah, I wish I would have thought about that mounted CD thing. I was like, that's the best idea ever, because then you could have just sold LPs with a mounted CD forever and not have to be like CD or LP.
Right.
You know?
He he didn't actually think of that, but he worked at Rainbow Records where he saw that shit coming
Sure.
through. And he's going, and I think it was a new thing to him too. He goes, look what this person did. And we're just both like, that's fucking amazing. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so one weird thing about that comp, though, which I think is so rad, is you call it Nardcore 30 years later, but it was like the 25-year anniversary, but you're actually going back 5 more years to shout out to the Rotters, right?
Shout out to Rotters, and really Aggression, too.
Yeah.
Before Aggression was out there. They were 70... What were they, 79?
Bob was saying 78.
78,
Yeah.
79. So that's like the same time as Rotters. Rotters were 77, 78.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I kind of like.
I think that's so cool. Because, I mean, that is
thanks.
That is this, right? We always throw back.
Yeah,
you know?
even though the term didn't go all that far way back, you know, the actual music scene did.
Yeah. And you wrote new Ill Repute songs for that record as well.
Yeah.
And those songs were good.
Oh, thank you. One of them we played a lot. The other one just never made it past that comp.
Yeah.
We never played it live, really. And the second one we played a lot.
Yeah. Fucking cool.
Can't remember what song it was.
Me neither. I need to pull the CD out and listen to it in my car. But so then we did this one, the Nardcore for Life, which is what we're considering the 4th Nardcore film.
Dude, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
From everything I've heard,
it's
freaking badass.
Yeah. Well, we just did it to get a new Ill Repute song. You know, like, what do we got to do to get a new Ill Repute song? And you did it, and the song's awesome, knocked it out of the park.
Nice, thanks.
Yeah, and it was rad because, like, you know, the demos for it sounded good, but you guys just, I don't know, you guys hit it out of the park at the end. It came together really quick.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm really fortunate. It's like I bring this lump of clay to these guys, and the both bands I'm in, I do that, and I bring this.
Yeah, we
lump
should say
of clay.
Robot Uprising.
Yeah. So I bring this lump of clay, which I think is a decent song, and then those guys just turn it into way more past my expectations. You know,
Yeah.
like John totally livened up those vocals,
Yeah.
and just made them his own.
Yeah.
And I freaking loved it.
Yeah, and I hate distorted vocals, but it, like, works on that, like, little intro part. It's
Oh,
super
right,
cool.
with the thing.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a weird part where John wasn't sure what to do during practice and during those demos I sent you, which was just live practice.
Yeah.
It was just always kind of like,
Yeah, but it ended up being perfect, like how it is.
yeah. I think John had that idea in his head, but also Armand suggested it at the same time. John was going, "Yeah, I was thinking that do that." That it's kind of a cliche thing, a radio, EQ, I think they call it.
Sure.
But it's cool.
Well, how did it feel to be back in the studio after
it felt
10
great.
years?
Matter of fact, before that, I mean, it just felt great to get together and
Be creative
and try some new songs. And then when we were doing that, thanks to you, Jim was all, well, I got this one. And we go, oh, and we like nailed this one. We start practicing it. And then we're all, okay, let's do this every week. And let's come up with bunch of songs and like do a new album. Unfortunately, it never went any it hasn't went any farther yet. But we will, because everybody's busy doing things.
Yeah, you gotta do another record. You gotta get Sleepwalking 4 out there. You know? So
That'd be an interesting one to think about.
yeah, I was listening to Transition recently, and there's some gems on there. Like Sleepwalking 3 is so underrated.
I think it's got like way too much reverb on it or something.
Maybe, but it's
a
a little spooky. A little spooky of a song, right?
I think we were trying to go to real total TSOL on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And then of course Burnin' is ridiculous.
You like that song?
Yeah. Yeah. I think you could consider it for Robot Uprising. Bring it back from the dead.
I don't know. I remember listening to it and like hearing some of the notes I was trying to hit going, oh
No.
we shouldn't even have tried that.
That's because it's you listening to it. That's how, I mean, it's painful. I just did the vocals for the new Retaliate, and it's so hard to listen to yourself.
For the comp or for?
No, we did a whole new album.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, it'll be out. The pressing plants take forever now. So, sometime late summer. Same with the comp.
What do you use now that Rainbow's?
Not my problem.
Oh,
Mandela will figure it out. He's fucking awesome.
Sure. I mean, there's a ton out there, but
Yeah.
Rainbow is one we all use.
No, I know. That's a problem right now figuring it out, because Revelation Records has used Rainbow for 20 years, something, like these people have like real good working relationships, and they're gone. It's pretty gnarly, but so is the music business.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Going back to that, the Nardcore 30 years later, one of the big problems with that was all the like right after it came out. I would say at least half the bands broke up. Right after it came out, I was like, "Oh my god, this album has no legs."
Yeah,
there was, and then like right after it came out, and then a month or two later, almost every band was out.
Hey, well, Retaliate is still around.
Yes.
but yeah, like,
and I gave you Boxes to Take on Tour, right?
Yeah, you gave me records.
That good.
You gave me records. Yeah. So that was I would say that if there is a knock on like this one that we're doing, it would be that like we didn't put a shit ton of like really young bands on.
All right.
You know, maybe it's leaning a little older. But part of that is because like, you know, it's a legacy thing and I'm trying to like represent, I mean, legit 4 or more generations of musicians, you know? And it's scary to put too much of the young stuff on because, you know, the bands break up.
Yeah.
You know?
And it just gets, as if things grow, it's just, every project's probably harder and harder.
Yeah.
Like the first one was almost a no-brainer. I know I missed a lot, but there still was just a small pool to choose from.
Sure.
The second one, there was a lot larger pool, and we just did what we could. And this one, I mean, not the second one. I mean, I'm missing Fred's and Stu's in between those. And then this one you're doing, I mean, it's an infinite amount.
Yeah. I think we got 25 bands on the vinyl and like another 15 on the digital. So... But Stu's comp's massive. you gotta see it when it's done. Yeah, so it's wild because his thing is it's a full cassette comp of all the '90s stuff.
One cassette?
It's gonna all fit on one because I think he found somewhere that you could have like 50 minutes on each side or 45 minutes on each side, so it'll be an hour and a half. But someone vacuuming, yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Wow.
So. Well, that's what I wanted to get from you, Tony.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you got?
No. Okay. Like I said, I didn't prepare for anything.
No.
I was just going to answer your questions and stuff.
Yeah, like I said, we're just doing this whole episode on the new Nardcore comp, and I wanted to like get a little bit of that flavor from the...
So on the new Nardcore comp, who are some of the newer bands you got?
Oh, God, put me on the spot like that.
Of course, Civil Conflict, right? I mean, just off
yeah, of course, Civil Conflict's on there. So, because...
But that was my whole point. Like, if there's another comp... It's probably good. Those guys are so active and so like the new people of the scene. They're going to be the ones that put out the new one.
No, agreed,
You know
agreed. I mean, and honestly, like they're a band that even in like their short existence right now, they've like made a stamp enough that they're important that even if they broke up tomorrow, I'd want them on the comp. Right. Like they're someone that you need to document. Well, 3 Day Holocaust. I don't know. Are they considered young?
I don't really consider them.
They're like 30 now, right?
Right?
They're like 30. Dead Heat is young, but they're like pushing 32.
Are they really?
Yeah. Omega Point. They're
well, I don't
they're
really
30-year-olds.
mean young as
but younger bands
age wise, but as in new to the scene, newer bands.
Oh, well, Out of Trust.
Out of Trust.
Combat.
They missed both those check marks.
Combat Shock is new.
Right.
That's a Dead Heat side project. D-Beat band. Detox Ii.
Those guys are taking off too, man.
Detox Ii with the only over 2 minute song.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, they kind of took the gamble. Is we were able to like say everyone will try to keep it under 2, and then when we added it all up, we're like, we got 3 minutes. What's up, Detox Ii? You know. And
so nice.
Yeah. So we got them on, which is great.
And how long is their song?
2:40. And they're the only. I think they're the only song that's over. But
I remember Ill Repute was like pushing 2 minutes, and we were going, well, we'll just hit up another band and say, hey, is your song like less than 2 minutes? Because we need your 15 seconds.
We're going to submit together.
Yeah, we need your 15 seconds.
Yeah. Well, we had joked about like, just because there was a few bands that came in at like 2:03 or 2:05 or whatever, and we're just like, let's just blow up their song at the 2 minute mark. You know, like, put an explosion.
That's it.
But yeah.
Uprising, the song we did, was actually like a 3.5 minute song, maybe. It was twice as long as
and you
that
cut
song.
it down?
Yeah, and we just started cutting it, and we started playing it, and then we're just like going, I fucking like it way better. You just cut out all the fat. The song just drives now.
It's a great song.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting too, because I work with Max, and No Motive doing under a 2 minute song is hard too.
Exactly.
And I mean, they got it in there, you know? It's like, we just got to cut out a bridge, you know? You have your little intro, verse, chorus.
Yeah.
Cut the bridge.
Yeah, with the Robot Uprising song, we go, okay, we do this twice. No, let's only do it once each time instead of twice.
Yeah.
And yeah, we cut out a bunch of shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
And then we were talking about, okay, so now when we play it live, we're going to play it back the old way. And I'm just like, no, I love it this way. It's just fucking just direct. And
you got to play it the way that people are going to know it, you know? So, yeah, I think everything came out good. It's definitely, it'll take you on a journey, you know, from different, you know, it goes from No Motive to like a band like Sordo, which is like a grindcore type band.
I've never heard of that band.
Yeah, they're pretty wild.
And they're from
Oxnard. Everyone, well, and surrounding areas.
You
know, so like Slow Bleed, they're Santa Paula. You know, we
and you Santa Barbara.
Yes, Downpresser and Minus and Minus are both. Yeah, and that was like one of the victories of this comp for me is like those bands have always been there and they've never like really called themselves Nardcore. And I'm like, you guys are a part of this. This is like, you know, the Ventura County scene is like, and Santa Barbara.
That always bugged me that people were kind of like, oh, we're not Nardcore.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Nardcore is not a thing that you're not. It's just kind of like a...
Yeah, you are whether you like it or not, dude. Sorry.
It's like saying, I'm not a human being, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's just the music from this area is all it means. It's not...
Especially because
me, at least.
Yeah, and Santa Barbara has always been so integral because, like, you know, from my generation having, like, the living room and so forth, like, that club was so important for us to go to shows to when there would be long streaks of no club here. And, like, basically, the whole Nardcore scene is based out of Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I remember. That was the only place for a while.
Yeah, and then, like, I mean, in your day, you had the community center and so forth, but you still went to Goleta and Casa de la Raza and so forth.
Yeah, but even those other places were short-lived or real choppy.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Yeah. So it's fun to get them on. And, yeah, we tried to spread it out to See Me, but I think I booted that band for some reason, but... Not for the pod. But, yeah.
Yeah, I remember someone was telling me about that.
Sorry, dudes. But, yeah. No, because, I mean, you had Scared Straight, and so, same thing.
Yeah.
And that's so cool. I always love that, like, the Oxnard and surrounding areas, and Scared Straight was so important. I mean, he played drums on your tour.
Oh, my God, they were super important. You know? Look at them now.
Yeah.
Even more. But what about Newberry Park? Did you get out that far at all?
I don't know if there's anyone from Newberry Park.
I think that's the farthest.
Yeah.
Right there, Newberry Park.
I think that... I don't know where all the Dead Heat guys are. They're like pretty spread out. So I think the singer lives in Oxnard, the guitarist is in Ventura, and then I think the other dudes. There might even be a couple guys that live in the valley.
Oh, that was a regret of the first Nardcore comp is RF7.
Okay.
I think they were from kind of that Newberry Park-ish area, and they weren't in my radar. I didn't, you know, and they're old school. They're probably came out before Dr. No and Ill Repute and all them. Like Rotters, Aggression, and then RF7, and they have that old school sound. And that was a big regret not getting them on there. And I heard later through the grapevine that they were upset they didn't get on there, which it really bummed me out. Because I go, oh my God, if I had thought of it, or if somebody had told me, it would have been a no-brainer. I totally would have had them on there.
But you personally didn't know him at the time?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, so how do you reach out?
I know, exactly.
You know? You're supposed to, like, look at the address on their record and just go knock on the door, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, hey, would you like to be on my comp?
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well, Tony, been great having you.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
And we got to keep having you.
So, sure.
But, yeah. Thanks so much.
Anytime. Right on.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Okay. All right. That was cool getting Tony's take, huh?
Tony, man.
Man.
Tony C, the fucking man.
Tony C, the fucking man.
Yeah. All right. Let's do Storytime of Forest. And let's do it. Let's go. All right. We're back with another Storytime of Forest. And keeping up with the theme of last month, I believe you have a twofer again?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, the first one's just a little side note because we were just recently discussing Rob Calvert and how, like, one of the things about him is, like, at shows, he was the outgoing one. He's the one that always wanted to meet everybody and go backstage. And I was always just like, dude, you're fucking such a tourist, right? That's so fucking lame. But, like, he would always leave with, like, fucking drumsticks and guitar picks and like, you know, he'd always end up with a broken drum head and signatures. I'm like, dude, you're fucking lame. But I now envy his entire collection of shit. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have met the fucking Ramones. You know what I mean? Because I saw the Ramones with RKL, and he was just like, he had to go fucking meet them, and he wanted. I think he got a fucking drumstick, guitar picks, and fucking. I was like, I guess I'll go with you, but I got to meet Joey and Johnny Ramone because Rob Calvert. And it's so funny because at the time I was like, dude, you're so fucking lame. Now I'm just like, woo. So anyway,
he did tell the story on the pod. One of these days, Forrest, you gotta listen to a podcast. You might enjoy it.
So I don't have cable. So all right. So this is actually a recent story. I just thought it was funny. So it was on my birthday, and my awesome girlfriend Angela took me to go see at the Ronald Reagan Library. They were doing a Da Vinci exhibit because I'm a huge fucking Da Vinci nut. I fucking love Da Vinci. So I told her, I'm like, okay, so it's my birthday. We're going to go see the Da Vinci stuff. But it's my birthday. I have to get at least one picture of me pretending to do drugs off of Nancy Reagan's grave. Like, that has to be a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, but this is going to be the last thing we do because we're probably going to get fucking kicked out, right? Yeah. So last thing we do, I can go pretend like I'm fucking doing blow off Nancy Reagan's grave. You have to, right? Yeah. So we do the whole tour. We went on Air Force One and Marine One, did the whole thing. I was like, all right, we're going to do it. We're going to get kicked the fuck out of this place. Dude, I could have really done fucking drugs off Nancy Reagan's grave. Dude. There were no cameras. There's no security. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I could have probably literally done fucking drugs off of Nancy Reagan's grave. Anyway, I just thought that was a funny story.
Hey, there's always next birthday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, it could be a yearly pilgrimage.
We
to,
all pitch in.
The Reagan Library. Yeah, we all get.
Yeah, I will do.
Patreon on the bag of coke.
Patreon for
hey, Patreon, smash that Patreon. Let's get Forrest an 8-ball. What the fuck?
Yeah. I'll be like, I'll start doing drugs one day a year.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. L to the X. Oh yeah. All right, so side B on the Nardcore for Life comp. Let's go right into it. Well, what can you say, dude? The GOAT. Retaliate.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, that goat.
But yeah, here's our song, "The Real Enemy," and this was fun to write. I'm glad that this comp was here because I was having really bad writer's block in this song. I was having trouble sequencing it into our LP, so it was fun because I think it's a really good standalone song, and lyrically, I'm proud of it. It's just a good Retaliate song, in my opinion.
I think it is too.
Very good.
Very, very good Retaliate. It rules.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's about it's another Unity song, right? Like, it's about people that want to nitpick every little part of people because they're insecure with themselves. When really, people that go to shows, they're already halfway there, right? You can have disagreements with people, in punk and hardcore, but those people, they're on your side. They're already, they're already a misfit. They're already, there's something, a little counterculture in their head. There's a little different way of thinking. These are not the fucking enemies. These are the people that, even if you think a little different, they're open-minded to your ideas and so forth because they've been open-minded to outside the box ideas. They're fucking freaks. That's why they're at the show anyway. Yeah. As safe as punk and hardcore is right now, you're still a freak if you're into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so the people nitpicking for bullshit, it's generally because they're scared of fighting for a real cause, and the real problems are the outside world. It's it's a cheap cop out to be looking inward to dissect people. Go fight the real fucking enemy, stupid. Yeah. So yeah.
It's a great song.
It's a good tune.
You guys, Matt's. We'll talk about Matt's drumming. It's just phenomenal.
It's great
as always.
Single kick pedal.
Yeah.
Heavy.
He's stripped down to a single kick for
Single
this
kick,
record.
shout out, single kick.
Woo! Yeah, this is actually a Roger standalone banger.
Is it?
So usually Roger will come up with something, and then we all get our hands on it. And this is Roger
you
just
were pressed for time too on it, right? So,
The one thing I added was the like I like to call it like the Nard stomp. You know when it goes like the dun 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 because like we used to do that in Control and shit. I just added that part and then like Verity's line over it is fucking hilarious.
Dude, Verity's fucking vocals are my favorite, dude.
Or go fuck yourself.
so ignorant, dude.
Fight the real enemy or go fuck yourself.
It's fucking awesome.
And you say foo in this song. Shout out to foo.
I say foo and pussy.
Yeah, and pussy. Dude, this song's borderline problematic, but it's fine.
Dude, we can't have all these words taken from us.
No.
If we let them take pussy, they're going to take foo next.
Yeah, you don't want food to go.
No. That's the word I say the fucking most.
Yeah, it's the staple in 805.
It is, dude. It's crazy.
But, cool.
It's all context, and the context of you using that word is not negative.
No, it's not.
not at
No,
all.
it's exactly how I explained. Is that like it's people that are too scared to take on real causes and put themselves out there, so they want to like nitpick the man next to him at the show. They're like,
right.
oh, you know,
Yeah.
Go for the low hanging fruit when there's far more problems that we should face together instead of you on your separate little
yes,
attack.
I think that's a really brilliant way to put it, Joe. The low hanging fruit, right? Is like there's so much like real injustice in this world.
Yeah.
Like why are you fucking nitpicking bullshit?
Yeah.
You know, we do need to come together and fight the real enemy.
Especially when there's no actual intention behind that in some negative context towards a person,
Right.
or a group of people.
Yes.
So yeah. Anyway,
Totally.
it's a good song. I love it.
Thank you so much.
It's a
Joe.
great beginning to side B. It just punches you in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
then you get punched.
yeah, and then again we get smashed. This one is
Gut punch on the next song.
I know this is my favorite song on the record. This is Charman with their song "Bitter End," and I mean, this is so fucking infectious.
Yeah, it's so catchy.
It's so catchy, so good.
They knocked it out of the park with this one.
I know. This song is fucking ridiculous. I love the little teaser lead at the end. Like you think it's gonna go, and it doesn't go, but it's actually kind of satisfying. Like it
is.
It didn't like it doesn't anger me.
It's like a little ellipsis at the end, just like a little.
Yeah. What is this? Oh, it's a car outside.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
The Avenue.
Yeah. It's the Avenue. Shout out Ventura Avenue. But yeah, this song rips, and so glad to get this band on the comp because all four guys in this band are Nardcore stalwarts at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very important people.
Yeah, Maher and Zarian, been around forever. Tony Molino, of course.
Yeah.
And John Glue.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Rage Orr, from Nails and this band, and Feltolo.
Feltolo, Rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this song rips. It's my favorite song on the record. We'll see what you guys think, and then going right into the next one. This is another fun one. Just how we were talking about. We really wanted to get that Ill Repute song. Hey, we got a new No Moda song.
Oh my god,
fucking awesome! And again, I work with Max, so he was talking a lot like a lot of people on this record. It was a challenge to do like a 2-minute song. But like we were just going through it, and it's like maybe if I shorten the intro and cut the bridge and like this and that, and like, but this song doesn't sound like it's stripped down at all.
Rushed or like cut off too early or
no. It's like it's a fully formed like fucking perfect no motive song.
2 minutes on the nose, and just
it's
so perfect.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
that they were able to put this together and still sound like themselves. Still sound like it would fit on a record from the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
When
Daylight Breaking specifically, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that Jer's voice sounds this good after not being like active.
Yeah,
right.
And I mean, I can't believe that Max can pull like little riffs like that out of his ass either.
Oh, yeah.
That riff, every time I hear it, I just get chills.
So good.
And the vocals come in, and it's a good song.
Yeah, when Motive did those reunion shows, last November, I drove Jared down to the chain show, so it was just me and Jeremy, and he played me Max's,
his like demo version,
his demo version of, and then sang in the car like what it's gonna be. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing.
You should have videotaped that for the Patreons,
right?
Joe.
Yeah, I should have. Next time I'll think about that. Yeah.
That's an awesome experience. So that's the shit you remember, huh?
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, and that
but it came out even better than that, obviously, because there's Roger's production behind it and all that. So yeah,
and this is them recording for the first time with Pat.
Yeah,
in forever.
That's right. And it's Pat playing drums again. Yeah, on
because
the song.
because when they did they remixed and remastered Sadness Prevails, and they put out a bonus 7-inch, but the bonus 7-inch was an acoustic 7-inch.
Yeah,
so Pat's not playing on it. Right. I don't think
there's the.
Is there drums?
Yeah, there's the one song, the reimagined song off.
Life Goes On.
No,
I don't know. I didn't buy it. I went. Hey, dude, I'm not. I got no shame. I'll tell you. I went through the cart process, and by the time I was like done buying, that shit was going to cost me like $46 or some shit.
It was Broken and Burned.
Okay,
they did a reimagined version of Broken and Burned, where it's tuned down, and which was on Diagram.
Okay,
and that's Pat playing on that too.
Okay,
sweet.
Yeah, I have because I just really wanted the 7-inch because those are songs that I don't have, but I don't need the LP. I have the LP, so I'm not going to pay $46 or whatever for a 7-inch. Yeah. Like, I don't know, it was expensive when they add in shipping and
I feel you.
Everything.
But you got a T-shirt out of it too, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna squeeze into a large.
I got a double X.
Like I'm gonna squeeze. Yeah.
Shout out to Dead Heat's Triple X merch.
Shout out. Exactly. Awesome. Yeah. So and then in a wild transition, we go from No Motive Archangel to Sordo Glove Flavored.
Dude.
Has there ever been a left turn so hard and fast outside of NASCAR?
This is a wild transition from a comparing the two, I'd say overproduced song into song with one mic in a garage.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have it any other fucking way.
Yeah.
It captures Sordo as a band. The song is lightning fucking fast. Well, let me back it up. So the intro is from the video game on Nintendo 64 called 1080, the snowboard video game. And they use that as the menu music. And, it just goes into fucking lightning fast and then sick-ass mosh part. And then you're done.
Yeah.
Out of there.
It's like, here you go, later.
Because it hits you like a ton of bricks.
It's going to be really interesting to hear how Paul masters that in with everything else. Completely.
I know.
Paul Miner's doing the mastering, by the way. Everybody.
Yeah, did it. But that's probably why maybe it took a little extra time.
Yeah, probably.
It's like
that song alone. Yeah.
Well, where do we go with this Sordo track? I don't know.
It's good, and it's a representation of again, what you guys are trying to capture here. That is part of our scene.
Everything's going on.
And also too, it's like that's like a show in the 805. You could go see Sordo and then like a pop punk band or
on the same bill.
Right. Yeah, like right after each other. So it's just like I don't know. It's almost like the record is like just one big show.
Yeah, one big show or one big representation. This is literally a representation of what's going on. Like all these bands can be on one show.
Hell yeah! Now this next one is probably my second favorite song on the record, Minus with Bonded, and it's like they took every type of part I like in every hardcore song ever and smushed it into one song. Like they hit like every tempo and every like wild man part.
It's a perfect hardcore song.
Yeah, and then like that final like super short like mosh is just full slammies.
Beat down.
Yeah, full beating. And this is awesome. And I was so stoked to do Minus and Downpresser on the comp because, you know, the original Nardcore comp, the idea behind it was Oxnard, hardcore bands, and surrounding areas. So you had RKL like representing like Santa Barbara, Montecito area, and then you had Scared Straight out in the Simi Valley. It's like this is like a wide range of like bands, and the bands up in Santa Barbara for the last like, well, I mean, realistically, like the entire time I've been into punk and hardcore, like Santa Barbara and this area have been like kind of one scene, different but together. Yeah. You know, and part of that is because like, you know, the living room was so important. There'd be times that like there wasn't places to do shows here, and so basically the Nardcore scene is based out of Santa Barbara,
right? For a good amount of time,
for long stretches, you know, and then and some of the bands from up there are influenced by bands from here, and definitely vice versa, you know, and so and I love that like. You know, of all the old Nardcore bands, that like RKL is like the riffiest and maybe the most talented, and I love that. I feel the same way about like, I mean, jumping ahead, that's how I feel about Downpresser, even though Downpresser and RKL sound nothing alike, but they are still like riff masters and maybe the most like talented. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, and Minus is just like fucking full YOLO style hardcore. Yeah. I love it. Their last LP was one of my favorite records of 2019. You guys got to get that if you don't have it. And this song fucking is awesome. And it's so nice to have them officially like put under like the Nardcore umbrella.
Too. Yeah.
You know, it's like
they belong there.
Yeah, and it's like they can personally say like, "Oh no, we're not a Nardcore band," but it's like we can be like, "Yeah, you are though." You are though. You are though. No, we're not.
Too bad.
Yeah, you are though.
Yeah.
No,
you kind of are.
You are. Sorry, you are. Yeah. So, Minus and Downpresser, my two favorite Nardcore bands, other than Out of Trust, Omega Point, 3 Day Holocaust.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And Fly Swatter.
This Minus song is my favorite song on the comp.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's so fucking good. It's just how the drums come in, like, and after
Kid
the Sordo
song,
after the Sordo song, and just hearing those drums and like the riff too, like, and his voice is just
pissed.
Yeah,
he's pissed, dude.
He's so mad, dude.
He's such a low key pissed guy. Yeah, I love him. Shout out Travis.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, that makes me feel good that that's your favorite song on the record because it's legitimately. I mean, it would be my favorite song on the record for sure if that Charman song wasn't like my favorite song in the fucking world. You know what I mean?
I know, it's
like,
a hard one because that Charman song is just.
I can agree with those two being the best.
Yeah. You're Team No Motive, right?
I'm Team Omega Point.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
That song is so.
I like that song.
So
good.
heavy.
I like that song.
It's so good.
It's a good song.
Oh.
Thanks, my backups.
Oh yeah.
You're back. Yeah, dude.
Hey, episode 1 and the Fred phones kind of put it over. I can
we
see
had
that
to pull
argument.
you out of the studio to do it. We're like, come on, Joe. You're like, no.
That's good.
You make him sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Where's my points?
With you guys talking about the solo on the Combat Shock record, I think the fucking solo kings of this record is this Slow Bleed song, Slow Bleed Trust. And I love like how the one solo goes and then like the other one just fucking torches it. Like
The Slow Bleed solos. Logan is an insane guitar player.
okay, yeah. Is it one dude?
Yeah.
It's just one guy playing the same solo because
Yeah.
it has the feeling of like a Slayery, how it's like Hannum on one side and King on one side, and they're just trying to fucking own each other.
Yeah.
But
Jeff always won.
Well, Jeff won on the songwriting for sure. And he definitely wrote the best solos. But in the battle of blaring bad solos, they can be equal. So I think.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
But these are battling good solos, but apparently from the same guy. Mm-hmm. So shout out to the soloer. He wins. And this song's rad.
Yeah, it's a heavy ass song, and it's also cool that they're like the only band from Santa Paula.
Yeah, shout out Santa Paula Hardcore, another win.
Yeah, straight up.
You know,
so rad, dude.
Yeah. That's great.
Who's gonna step up next, dude? We gotta. I mean, we should. Were you saying before that there's some more park bands right now? You just haven't made friends with them.
There's a couple.
I thought you were saying there's like a melodic hardcore scene out there or something. No,
In Moore Park?
yeah.
Oh, that's strange.
I thought when we
Earlier?
when we did our very first pod, so that would have been in like May. I thought you were saying there were some bands out there, but
A few like Sustains is a good shout out to that band for sure.
yeah,
I can't think of like much else. Like Sheer, I know that there's some members are based out of there too, but it's like a lot of like shoegazy type of.
oh okay,
Fillmore. There's a couple of bands out of Fillmore that are like newer, that are younger kids, like Bare Minimum, right?
Bare Minimum's Oxnard Camarillo.
Okay.
yeah. We need some Fillmore bands. We need some Somis bands.
Murmur. They're from Fillmore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Murmur, Fillmore. Yeah, we need some Fillmore bands, Somis bands, some.
Nyland Acres.
Yeah?
Nyland
Yeah.
Dude,
we need a-
Nyland Acre. Have you ever seen that? It was like I think they made shirts. It was Nyland Acre, but in the negative approach ripoff.
Wow,
Yeah, it was dope.
we need a band from Berry Street. We
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Kiki,
yeah, dude.
my coworker.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Slowly, the song is fucking a ripper. It's probably the heaviest song on the record.
It is.
And so again, just like we're pushing all the edges, and this was just a really nice addition. The song came out fucking great.
Taylor Young recorded this song.
Yep, Taylor Young production, and he did a fucking great job, like he always does, right?
Yeah.
So
And I should add, Taylor also recorded the Charman song, so which is really cool because Taylor is very specific when it comes to like heavy music. Like that's all he pretty much records, and him doing that Charman song, I believe he did the whole LP.
he did the whole LP. I have it,
Fucking
and it's
sick.
yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean it's him showing that he's not only like one of the best, metally hardcore engineers out there, but he can knock out all styles because the Charman record sounds fucking great.
Yeah,
You know?
both songs sound like really, really well.
Yeah.
Like they sound really good.
Yeah, for sure. We talked about them a little bit already, but the next song is Downpresser, and they do another, I guess, the other asterisk of the comp. Not an original. They do a cover. They cover In Control, Where the Glory Lies, and basically they just put out their LP. So I think that if anyone knows like what that takes out of you, like mentally and creatively, it's hard to like do a whole LP, and it's probably their best LP ever. It was one of my favorite records of 2019, and we're basically asking them to get a song done by the end of 2019 to get it submitted for this comp in time. And they tried, and Sean just said, like, I've been trying and trying and trying, and I can't. I'm hitting writer's block. Yeah. So I was like, well, let's try to come up with something, because I want you guys on this comp, because I want Downpresser to be a Nardcore band, And Joe, the first thing I tried to get him to do is do strip, skip, groove down to 2 minutes. Because that would
How
have.
are you going to do that?
Well, you have a mind as brilliant and creative as the fucking Downpresser
guess
guys,
so,
and they turn it into a fucking crazy song. But again, like, I think that they're, they have a certain, like, they want to do something the proper respect, and they don't know you as well, so like, who knows? They're cutting out parts, or they're not going to put enough time into it that they feel it's up to par. So they went with this song because they could just.
It's the perfect song for that band.
Yeah, I think that if we didn't talk about it, like, I think a lot of people would just think it's a Downpresser song.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they did a really good job of like making it their own, and
I agree.
like
they certainly
executing
owned
it
it.
really well.
Yeah, I mean, Dan's vocals sound
Like in the
fucking
best way
amazing.
possible. So yeah.
Yeah, Dan's vocals sound amazing, and they did glory to the song. I mean, obviously they did it better than we did it. So, but that's not. That's the bar was low. But yeah, super stoked to have him do this song. I think it came out great, and very, very flattering that they wanted to do that. So there's that. Moving on to the band that's like lighting the fire under everyone's ass in the scene still. Civil Conflict.
CC.
With their song No Way Out. And this song is catchy as fuck.
It's hauls ass.
Yeah.
And the bass line is so good.
The bass line's so good. The lyrics are so good. Like, basically, like, it's just saying, like, once you hear, like, the music, like, you're hooked. Once you skateboard, you're hooked.
Yeah,
right?
basically.
Yeah, it's like...
you all know that feeling. I'm going to, like, ollie the stair set, and all these things are going through your mind.
Yeah.
And that song captures it.
Yeah, so cool.
And them as a band is just so good. The bass solo into the guitar solo is just like it's fucking perfect. It's so perfect. They nailed it.
Yeah, well, there's got to be a bass solo on a Nardcore record, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Circle of Fear. That's a high bar, but this is sick as fuck. And yeah, I mean, Dare to Say their best song. You know, in my opinion. I love the CD that they put out. Super rad, but this song is just catchy and infectious. And like, I love when like some people like, this is going to sound, I don't know how it's going to sound. Like when you stay in your lane sometimes, right? So it's like, I'm a young band. I'm 15 and 16. Like I'm singing about fucking skateboarding.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like granted, you know, I think that, you know, you can be a very intelligent 14 or 15-year-old kid and have like an outlook on politics and outlook on the world. But writing about skateboarding is like much more sincere and rad at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, like, be young and have fun. Skateboard, slam, you know, stay in school.
That's all they do. It rules.
Yeah.
You know, so I love that because it's like there's no one else that comes to a skateboarding song as sincere as like a 14 and 15-year-old kid that is skateboarding all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like we do, if we do wrote that shit, it'd be like nostalgic. Outside of Stu, that's probably still doing it every day.
I could do a kickflip.
Yeah. I can't do
I can break my hip.
So yeah, Civil Conflict. The what did we say before? The young princes of Nardcore.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Fly Swatter with the song Porta Vida.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Yeah, dude.
And this song should be just retitled Intro.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're like, or wait for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude.
You
Hey,
know?
there's still time. Title track and wait for it.
Yeah. There's time for when we make the limited covers for the show.
Yeah.
Special editions.
But yeah, this song is fucking rad because if anything else, it's not like anything else.
Yeah, that's like I don't know. Flatswater is such a weird band, you know. Like Waka, the lead singer, like writes everything, and he's just sporadic with his writing. He's like a really good writer, you know.
Yeah.
So like it was me, him, and my brother working on this song, and I don't know. He's so good at what he does, you know. Like he lyric wise, you know, and like just kind of like sing the song and stuff like that. Like. So it's cool. It came together cool, and it's way different than anything
On it,
that we play.
for sure. It's catchy as hell. The riffs are amazing. The shout out to your brother.
Yeah,
Dude,
again,
your brother
killing
just
it.
rips on the drums.
Yeah. And it was really cool. Like 2 weeks before we recorded this song, we got our original bass player back.
Shout out to
And,
Chubbs.
Yeah, shout out to Chubbs. And I moved back to the second guitar, and Waka's only singing now. So it's like back to original members, and it's cool.
So
It's,
sick,
yeah,
dude. I love that.
Yeah, it was cool. All for the comp, dude.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
know,
bringing
it's
people
cool.
together.
Exactly.
That rules. And I love the song because like that it like there is a big long intro, but then like once you're into it, it's like the song fucking goes for it. Like how Stu, you were mentioning like, oh, it kind of sounds like Bane. I never even thought about that before you said that. And then I was like, whoa, this actually is really technical.
It's really, the whole song's technical. I get like, well, Vince and I were listening to it, and he looks at me and he goes, dude, that sounds like Bane. I was like, dude, that is Bane. But in the beginning, the whole song, like the way it breaks out, it sounds like early 2000s Bigwig.
Yeah. It's like you're right. It's like it's kind of like that late 90s, early 2000s, like kind of pop, kind of new school band, and then like, but you're right, like Bane, but then it's like being smushed into like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Whoa! I like how, because there's a long intro. Do you say...
I say singing.
You say...
Singing.
Sing it?
Singing.
Singing?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just like, I don't know. We just thought of it while we were jamming. And,
That's sick.
and we were just like, all right. We're
Singing.
Yeah.
Singing.
Fucking tight.
One of those random things.
I like
dude.
it.
Yeah.
Your voice is tight.
Yeah, when you guys were tracking it, to Zach's point about the intro, like that's really weird. You guys are doing that. You know, when he started his vocal, and me and Armand like are sitting there like, when's he gonna start singing?
It's so awesome.
Where's the parts? It's like a minute into a 2-minute song.
Yeah, dude.
We're like, okay,
Change it up,
But
dude.
that you know that's back to like Feline on the first
Yeah,
Nardcore record. Like it's totally different. Like
Long intro.
That's what
before
you guys decided to do, and it's a cool idea to throw in there like that.
It's cool to see, like, when you listen to these songs, to see like how, like, you know, different approaches that everybody took to this, you know, because a lot of people stepped out of their wheelhouse, and like, you know, the 2-minute thing was a hard thing to do for a lot of people, but they all did it and they all killed it.
It worked in the best way. It was like writing under pressure, writing in a time limit, and writing your best song.
Yeah, because again, full disclosure, every band had about 3 months to write and record.
Yeah.
So
But most did it the last week or whatever.
yeah.
Assignments due, motherfuckers.
Yeah, and I think that cutting it down, we'll talk about it. The last song on the record, like it definitely like
Typical
benefited from it.
Nardcrastination.
Yeah. The next song, Malice Thoughts, Fuck Tomorrow. Pretty cool song, dude.
I like it. It's catchy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What do you guys think?
Yeah. They're great kids. I don't know where they track this, so I wasn't.
This song was submitted, so I don't know either.
It sounds amazing.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
It's like
quality is really good.
Song was really good.
cool to straightforward punk, and then a little melodic on the break.
Little Lock on the break, chanting gang vocals.
Yeah.
Alex Lopete's drumming is really good on this.
I like his screams, you know, those big long screams that are held out just sound like, you know, so like they're good screams.
Ow.
They're good screams.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a button over here.
That was fucking RKL as fuck right there.
Oh, I didn't even know, dude.
No, well, skills. Yeah, Malice Thoughts, Fuck Tomorrow. This song is cool.
Yeah.
Moving on to here's another one. We're roping all the way out to Tehachapi, right?
Yeah.
I mean, technically Roger's in the band,
yeah.
so we got 1 foot in the Nard. But yeah, there's no mistaking the bond between Tehachapi and Oxnard.
Yeah.
And it can be going back to talking about like Maher and Zarian. Zarian was really integral in getting like me into like deep into hardcore, and his crew at that time was fucking sorry if I forget anyone, but the JP Sakamoto, and now his younger brother is around all the time.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, both Sakamoto brothers,
both of
the younger ones, and then this guy Amun from Ojai, and then also this dude Backdoor Matt, and he was actually from Tehachapi, and then I think Andy Diehard got into hardcore through him as well, or he was like the older head up there. Anyway, it's weird that it ties in like that, but yeah,
I used to live in Tehachapi.
there you go. And now Joe's dad, episode 1,
Dude.
his dad lives in Tehachapi.
Undeniable unity right here.
Yeah, and then like it was funny because the first Die Hard U CD, like there's like no cussing on it, except they had Ryan do the guest vocal part, and he's all he fucking cusses like 3 times, and it's just a mosh call part. It's like, who the fuck you to judge me? Motherfucker, who the fuck are you to judge me? You it's like, oh, God. You better check yourself. Yeah, that's so funny. And then oh man,
Right.
it's so funny.
So right.
Yeah, and then the biggest like link of them would be the Warriors starting as a Tehachapi band, bringing Javier into the band, and then the Warriors over time molding into an Oxnard band that was like mostly Oxnard dudes.
Pretty rad.
So, I mean,
Except Joe and Marshall, right now, right?
what's that?
Except Joe and Marshall right now, right?
Yeah. Totally. That's what it is. And then there was like, I think the third LP was all Oxnard people. Right. It was before Joe was in the band.
Before Joe was in the band, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, this is Ill Communication doing Protectia Sect. And it's a pretty rad song.
It's a heavy song.
Yeah, it gets heavy as fuck at the end, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's the dude from the Movie Life doing guest vocals.
Shout out to Vinny Caruana, right?
It's not written on here. Oh. But, yeah, I think his name is Vinny. Shout out Vinny.
Yeah. Shout out Movie Life. Shout out.
Yeah, and
I Am the Avalanche.
Yeah, his voice sounds fucking amazing. That part is heavy as fuck.
It is.
But this whole song is like, it's a cool, different tempo. That's like, just the way it comes in.
Yeah, the way it comes in from the previous song too. It's just like mid tempo. As you would say,
drivey.
Yeah. They do that really
sure.
well.
Yeah,
there's like the riffs are so sick. Like, are they drop tuned?
It sounds like they are on that,
It sounds like
right?
a little drop tuned, and it sounds so full.
And the mosh comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, you're
like, what? I'm like, we're in a mosh part? What? You know? Because it sounds it sounds like it's going to be like a transition, but then like it's like you're fucking in quicksand. You're like, oh, I can't get out of the mosh. You know? So
we've all been there.
Yeah, man. Caught in a mosh.
Andy.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so the last song on the record, dude. You got to open and close with the mayor of Oxnard.
Yeah, Tony C, the fucking man.
Yeah, Tony C, the fucking man. This is the Robot Uprising and their song Last Shot. And
last track. They could change that name too if they really want to for the cover.
Ooh, if we can get a title track, a last track. Ooh. Yeah. But I mean, this song is fucking rad. And I think it benefited from having to like go through the process of like chopping it down. Because Tony said the song started as a 3.5 minute song, and they cut it down to 2 for the record.
It's perfect at the length that it is. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's a fully formed song in 2 minutes, and like it's fucking great. It shows great songwriting. It's super catchy.
Everyone's playing. It's
nice and melodic. Yeah,
3 guitars.
Sick.
3 guitarists.
One of them is from the Weirdos, correct?
Weirdos, yeah.
Yeah, I should mention that the In Control is also 3 guitarists.
Wow.
Yeah, because we didn't know at the time, like, if we do it again, like, it's always been a variation of Retaliate playing, you know,
right.
with me moving over. So we didn't want to give anyone the boot yet. So, and everyone played on it, basically.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's sick. 3 guitarists? That's the way to go.
That's
dude.
the way to go. Like,
3 guitarists. Dude.
I think there's a band from Long Island. They have 4 guitar players.
Wow.
Even sicker.
Wow.
Dude.
Bad Religion is 3.
3. Well, sometimes.
You know, sometimes if Brett plays with them, it's 3. And then Iron Maiden's been 3 forever.
Right.
Yeah.
They should be.
Yeah. Well, what happened was Yannick Gears came into the band when Adrian Smith left. And then for their album in the year 2000, Brave New World, Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith came back as a package deal. But, like, Iron Maiden's the fucking greatest band ever. So, like, they come back and they're like, well, we're not kicking out Yannick. He didn't do anything wrong. That's fucking sick to stand up for the guy, because any other band would be like, sorry, Yannick, you're fucking out of here. Adrian Smith's back. But they're like, nope, Yannick, you can kick around and play, like, the fucking rhythm. You know? Like, he's a part of the band, and he was in for the worst years of the band.
Yeah.
Like, why shouldn't he be there for the fucking glory?
Right.
You know? So anyway,
Yeah.
up the irons.
185 miles
Towards England?
towards England.
I don't know, 185 miles east of here.
Yeah.
You end up in the desert.
185 eddies.
But, yeah, so Robot Uprising.
Dope. I've always loved that band. So
Hell yeah. The Robot Uprising, this is a great Into It last shot. So everyone, buy this record. It's on Indecision Records. Thank you so much to Dave Mandel for putting this out and always being a supporter of Nardcore. We are super stoked. The same day that this officially comes out, the whole comp is going to come out. It is this on vinyl, and then there's also bonus songs that are coming out on the digital. And there is some sick shit on the digital. The digital does not mean that it was like any lesser than. I mean, wait till you hear the fucking Dr. No song.
Oh my God.
Your mind is gonna be fucking blown. Prying Eyes, new fucking Nardcore band. I mean, not that new now. You know, they've been around for several months or half a year or
6-7 months.
You know, and so, but fucking, so I heard someone yell, PBIs.
PBI. Mikey said that. Yo, shout out to PBIs.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's some dope shit on that digital.
Yeah.
So fucking, you know.
And more of the kids are represented on that part too, because it was just a spatial thing. It's just like bands.
I gotta say,
fit.
you guys captured, from an outside perspective, you guys captured a lot of great stuff just with this. Even the young, I get that Civil Conflict's probably the youngest ones, but you know, there's still a lot of youth oriented bands in here. So,
Yeah, Andrew, how old are you?
yeah,
I'm 29.
yeah. See, so
pretty young.
Yeah.
That's young.
Like
R.I.P., dude.
we covered, we pretty much, we got bands from every generation, you know? And then too, like on the digital side, like Nothing Special, Ghetto Blaster, like bands that have been, you know?
Ghetto Blasters on the
Yeah, all kinds of good stuff is, you know? It's just time thing, you know?
Yeah. So check that out. It's gonna be on Spotify. What is it, iTunes Music or Apple Music?
Amazon Music.
All that shit.
Anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Anywhere you listen to podcasts, anywhere you stream your music. Buy the record, indecisionrecords.com, revhq.com. Send Stu a text message at 805-890-blah. You know, you can
I will
get
give
it.
you one.
Yeah.
preferably at 3 a.m.
But that's it, man. We appreciate everyone's support with this project. We love every one of you. Thank you again to Indecision Records. Thank you to everyone that's going to buy a copy and not ask for one. This is a group effort. This is how like big projects work and how scenes and large projects succeed, is everyone chipping in a little bit. So buy the record, and buy one for your friends. If you have the means to buy like a record or two, why don't you buy one and give one to a buddy? Yeah. You know, buy a few and fucking save them for Christmas presents. You know what I mean? Like, let's give this thing a second press. Let's fucking show everyone that Nardcore is a fucking special thing that is all encompassing of lots of different styles. There's no ageism. There's no fucking discrimination of style. We fucking believe in unity. We believe in anti-racism, and we believe in friendship, loyalty, and supporting each other.
Brotherhood, sisterhood.
Brotherhood, sisterhood, of course. And that's that. So buy the record, people, and smash that fucking Patreon button. You guys got anything else?
I'm just so excited to be a part of this.
Yeah, you want to talk through the outro?
What's up, motherfuckers? Nardcore for, bitch.
Nardcore for life.
Words to live by.
All right. Thanks, guys.